Notorious Nomad here. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk about some of the most underrated countries to set up businesses around the world. So I'm going to talk about one country per continent and why you should think about setting up a business there or potentially moving to these countries. So we'll start in North America. You have Mexico, strategically positioned very, very well. You have a massive growing tech hub happening in Mexico in real time right now. And you have trade agreements that are going through the roof in Mexico. So that's a big tick for North America. We'll move to South America. You have Paraguay, territorial tax system, low business costs, growing market, and you can potentially get citizenship over the course of 2-3 years by moving to Paraguay. So big tick if you're on your beginning journey of becoming a digital nomad or an expat or anything, you want a relatively cheap place to live in South America. Paraguay is fantastic for that. Europe, you have Estonia. So Estonia have e-residency programs. You have, it's relatively digitally friendly, and you have simplified tax systems and reasonably cheap place to live in Europe. So Estonia is a big tick. Asia, you have so many places, but I'll choose Vietnam purely because it's got one of the fastest growing economies in Asia. Low operational costs, very, very cheap compared to other places around the world and even compared to Asia. And it's strategically positioned quite well in Asia. So a couple of hours to Japan, a couple of hours to Malaysia, a couple of hours to the Philippines. It's very centrally located if you want to be based in Asia. Africa, you've got Rwanda. So they got very tech forward vision, investor activities happening all the time in Rwanda. They do have a lot of room for growth. It is a small country, but as far as Africa is concerned, Rwanda is a big tick, and I see a lot of room for improvement for investing and moving to Rwanda if you're a digital nomad. And Oceania, we have New Zealand. So probably the least favorite out of all the other places that I've mentioned, but if I have to choose one in Oceania, I'll choose New Zealand purely because the ease of doing business is relatively straightforward, relatively transparent, and there are innovation hubs in New Zealand.